What's up, wrestlers? I'm going to talk about sacrifice today. When I was in high school, I hated lifting weights, and that translated to when I got to college. And when I got to college, my coach asked me one day when we were in the weight room, like, why aren't you lifting weights? And I responded with, I could be a national champ without lifting weights. I'm focusing on wrestling, and I'm not trying to be the biggest guy or the strongest guy in the room. Like, it didn't make sense to me to focus on lifting weights. I wasn't a weightlifter. And so he just kind of laughed at me and shrugged it off and let me do my thing. And when I got to the national tournament the next year after my redshirt season, I ended up getting 8th, and I was really let down. I lost to the guy who made the national finals, who lost in overtime 13-12. And he took me down late, and I wasn't able to get away to tie the match back up, and it cost me that chance that year to go to the national finals. So then the next year, first round of the national tournament, I still wasn't really lifting weights. I was doing like the bare minimum, and I drew the number 2 kid in the country first round at nationals. I was beating him the entire match, and got lazy late and gave up a reversal to my back that sent the match into overtime. And then in overtime I got to legs and I wasn't able to finish, and he ended up taking me down off of a scramble situation that I initiated the shot and wasn't able to finish. And I ended up getting 6th that year at the national tournament, and that kid went on to make the finals and lose in overtime again. And So I started reevaluating myself and what was I doing. I was going the extra mile when it came to doing runs, and I was going the extra mile when it came to wrestling and learning everything I could and putting myself in positions to win. But where I wasn't sacrificing my time and energy into doing something I didn't like and wasn't good at. And that's what sacrifice is all about. It's going that extra mile and doing something when it's not easy or when it's not fun to you. And that's what I had to sacrifice to get to my goals and later on become a 2-time national champ. So that summer, after I got 6th, I went on to spend the entire summer in Tennessee where I was going to college, and I lifted weights every single morning, 5 days a week, and then I was wrestling on top of that and doing my runs, and that was the sacrifice I committed. I didn't go home and see my family or get to go home and party and see my friends and do other things that all my friends were doing. I had to make that sacrifice to accomplish my goal, and I think that right now is the perfect time for you guys who either already are doing what it takes, or you were doing what it takes, and then this whole shutdown kind of halted your let's say motivation to do things because your club isn't working or running, or your coach isn't able to have a wrestling practice for you, and you just feel like, oh well, everybody else is inside not doing anything, and so I was already better than them, and that means I can just take a break this summer or take a break during this shutdown and not put in that extra work. And that's wrong. You're cheating yourself, you're cheating the sport, and ultimately you are you're gonna pay the price like I had to my first 2 years of college. I don't know if things would have been different, but regret is a tough thing to live with, and if I did regret something, it would be not taking those weight room sessions seriously and going the extra mile in that position, because I was everywhere else, so I was ultimately cheating myself. So don't cheat yourself right now. Go that extra mile, put in that work, and if you don't know what to do right now, or you're struggling to find motivation to do something because you don't have your community, feel free to join my virtual wrestling club, Next Level Wrestling Club. You'll find the link underneath this video, and I've created workouts and conditioning programs and things you can do from home that involve wrestling and getting better and focusing on the things you can control. So you guys have a good day. Continue to bust your butts, and let's accomplish some goals together.